Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year. The year's gone so fast. I really don't understand how it is already 2024 tomorrow. It's crazy. But anyway guys, with a new year we have changes to the game, and unfortunately these changes, for me personally, are for the worst. Because it seems pointless. I mean, I understand the reasoning for it, but anyway, let's just get into it and I'll explain everything. So, what's going to change? Right now, when you travel between islands, you remain in the same server due to the fact that the entire game's world exists within one singular server file. This will be changing. Each island will exist in a different server file from each other. This means when you travel to a different island, you'll be transported into a different server which hosts that specific island and none of the others. Here's a simplified explanation for what you can expect as a result of this world overhaul. Improved game performance for every player, regardless of how good your device is, because obviously it's you are trying to load less because it's only one island now. Graphical updates and changes to all current islands, more detail and expansiveness, which, okay, as I'm reading this, it kind of does make it better. Like, my views are changing. When I first read this, I thought that it was going to be really difficult to travel from island to island. Sorry, guys. I am so sick. I am getting sick again, and I'm very sorry. Massively increased island immersion. Lots of other players on your island at all time, no matter what, apart from if you have a private server, which can be good, can be bad. Obviously, if you want to catch horses and you're in a public server, you do not want a bunch of other people on the same island as you. It is so annoying. You will not catch anything. It's making this update is literally making it so much harder for people with public servers, and it's basically cornering people into buying a private server. And if you do not have the money for that, you're stuck with a public server where you have so many people, like 30 people on the same island as you, and no one is going to catch anything. Like, you'll catch one horse if you're lucky, but that's it. There'll be room for an endless amount of new islands to be added in the future, as well as room for an immersive storyline to be added to the game, which will come in the near future, which is also a good thing. We get more islands and we get a storyline. At the moment, there really isn't a storyline. I'm sorry guys that I sound like this and that I keep yawning and sniffling. I don't know how, but I've all of a sudden gotten so sick. They'll be adding more islands, which is good. I've always wanted that. And they'll be adding a storyline, which is good because it gives something to do. It gives something to do in the game. Okay, now here's a detailed explanation on why they are doing this. Currently, there's 12, even more when events running, large-scale islands, all within one server, regardless of if they are being accessed or not. This increases lag for both the game server and your device. By reducing this to one island per server, we will effectively improve specific performance metrics by potentially up to 1000%. This is massive and will result in an incredibly improved gameplay experience for everyone in the game, regardless of how good your device is. I get where their intentions are. They have good intentions. But they're also not thinking about people who cannot get a private server. Islands are currently designed in a very simple way. They have lack of detail, low poly resolution meshes or textures, and lack of expansiveness. Due to the negative performance implications of the current island implementation, why do you have to used that word so many times. As mentioned above, with this world overhaul, we will enable ourselves to design the islands in a much more visually exciting way, as well as increase the expansiveness of each island at the same time. Okay, that is good. They will add more detail to the islands, even though we've just had our like graphic update, like look at the trees and stuff. I'm quite happy with this. I don't want much to change with the graphics and stuff, because this is very cartoon-like, and I don't want it to change. If I want a realistic game, I'll play Red Dead Redemption. Also, you guys, some of you asked if I could film Red Dead Redemption. I will in the new year. Right now, I don't have time to figure out how to do that. And they will be making the islands bigger, which is a good thing, because that may mean more horses on the islands, more horse spawn points, all of that, which is good. Obviously, we want more horses. That is the only thing really we want on this game, more horses. But yeah, next, additionally, when you join a public server right now, the majority of players on mainland, Training Island and Stable Island, with a few others spread out across the rest of the islands. This means most of the islands are basically empty all the time. I'm sure you notice when traveling, why do they have to use a different word? When traveling to higher islands, such as Volcano, Lunar and Jungle or Mountain, that you basically see no other players while you're there. How boring. With this world overhaul, each island will feel much more alive, as all of the players in your server will be on the same island as you. They really think that everyone wants 10,000 people on the same island as them. It's gonna cause so many issues with the people who, oh, I didn't see this. But anyway, it's going to cause so many issues with the people who don't have private servers and can't get them, because they are never going to catch anything. Mainland, Training Island and Stable Island are the islands where you want people. You don't want them on any other island. It's really pointless. Like, they're just trying to make excuses for this update, which I guess it doesn't necessarily affect me. However, it is really annoying, because when you come into the game, do you automatically come in on mainland, or what? Do you still have to pay to travel? Because I don't think you should. I don't think you should still pay to travel from island to island if they're in different servers. It's really silly. They've run out of physical space to put islands in the world, meaning they're very limited with what we can do in terms of adding new content and islands. Separating islands by servers will allow us to add an endless amount of them in the future. That is good. We want more islands. We want more horses. That's great. I can't even think what island they will add. Maybe Candy Island. I don't know. But that's a good thing, I guess. A few important notes and disclaimers. They're aware of the various balancing and mechanical changes that will be required to do this major change, such as horse and resource spawn rates, horse capturing mechanics, etc. Don't worry. Some servers will have a couple different islands on them. For example, Tutorial Island will exist in the same server as mainland. Tutorial Island really isn't an island, because you can't travel to it other than when you start the game. That is it. You can only get to it when you start the game, which is pointless. Stable Island is a special case and may exist in all servers for ease of access. However, we have not finalized this yet. That should happen. Stable Island should be in all servers. I do not want to have to travel to a different server just to get to my stable. It would be really annoying. So, don't do that. Wild Horse Island, don't do that. The trading and breeding hub update will be the first official implementation of this new server system and will help us figure out some more specifics for the World Overhaul update in March. So this is coming in March. The trading and falling hubs are obviously the first try of this, because they are going to be different. They're not going to be on mainland, and they're going to be their own islands, which is silly, I think, but it's okay. So yeah, I do think that this is a little bit pointless, but I understand where they're coming from. I just think it's really unfair on the people who can't afford a private server, because how are they ever going to catch a horse if there's so many people on the same island as them? And do they really think that just because, I don't know, actually, I don't think it's gonna go down well, and I think that they have the right intentions and they have the right ideas, and it would be lovely to have loads of different servers and loads of different islands and have bigger islands. However, number one, I don't really like big islands. I'd rather just loads of little ones. And also, number two, they really aren't thinking about all the players in this. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think. I know a lot of you have probably seen about this update already, because I know some other people have done a video on it and I'm a bit late, but oh well, I thought I'd tell you my views on it as well. I think there's obviously pros and cons. Obviously there is with everything, and with this I think that it will be good, you'll get used to it, but also I think that a lot of people will not like it. But let me know your views, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and check out my equestrian channel, because I've posted a video on there today, maybe, I don't know. Goodbye everybody.